Save the draft. Okay. Excellent. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Starseed Activations. It's actually called Ascension Activations. We changed the name a long time ago. So much fun. Welcome. Thank you guys so incredibly much for joining us tonight on this beautiful episode. We do have a couple of questions that did come through, so we will be tuning into some of those, not to necessarily read from the book tonight, but really to go over some very important spiritual lessons. Hold on one second. Because the space heater's a little loud in here, so it just might help to just shut it off for a few moments so that we can connect. Now, we are going to connect with our own like we usually do during these sessions. It allows us to open and expand. But first, I would like for each of us to come back to a frequency of love within our hearts. And no matter what energy that we see in our day-to-day lives, I know the energy was quite, up in the air right before the live. My friend Mary and I, we were on a phone and I'm like, this happened and this happened. And we were like going through all the energy and and the technology was not working. And so we had all this energy come up and all of these things. And then finally and I turned it down. I was like, we're not going to do a live tonight because it's clearly not in alignment. And then the star people were like, do the live anyway. And I was like, okay. And the second I clicked the computer on the second time, everything started working very smoothly. And what was that though, right? It was a process of releasing resistance. And so it was something that came up in my world for me to experience, for me to remember, release the resistance. And then the questions that came through also were about letting go, right? Letting go, releasing that resistance and allowing the things that are in alignment for you to manifest for you without putting that anxiety or that stress, release, or any of that turbulent energy, release, and just allowing what is meant to be to be. And that is one of the deepest parts of ascension that each and every one of us constantly are going through. It is a process of releasing resistance, of letting go to any expectations and not putting those expectations out there for your energy field, because when we expect something, the universe always shifts, and it's your expectations may not come the way that you are expecting them to. But if you let go of that energy and you are just going with the current of life, and you feel the energy and you just let go and release resistance, the current will shift and it will take you exactly where you need to go, exactly when you need to be there. And so that is one thing for me, as well as all of you guys experiencing the energy of today. We might just take away that brief, insight from the star people. We are grateful. So we like to say thank you, dear star people, for this beautiful channeled session tonight. Thank you for bringing forward the information that is most in alignment with each individual watching, allowing for each person's highest potential timeline knowledge to be fully manifest into tonight's channeling session. We wish to speak about self-compassion. Compassion, the energy of compassion, is letting go, releasing resistance, and shining love during that entire process. When each individual energetically sends your body, mind, and spirit self-compassion, it then starts a process of removing any densities, any distortions within your energetic grid complex. This, dear ones, is a very rapid way to transcend any lower frequency emotions that you are currently experiencing. For example, each emotion code generates a veil of sorts. The star people, we know this to be a thought form or an emotion code. Each emotion codes imprints your cellular structures or the waters of your biological form. A thought form can also be ethereal in nature, These are energetic rings that get placed over your aura field, affecting your energetic tubule alignments. This is known as your star field. For each veil system, your energy must free flow through that energy, allowing that energy to then shift the world that you see as your world. So, allowing self compassion to come through allows each energetic cord to then realign itself into a higher frequency bandwidth. Okay, so they are showing me what self compassion looks like. And it's like, okay, so if you have any, we'll just say damage on your biological form, release. Let's say you have a paper cut. That's a really simple one. Many of us have had before. That paper cut, many times you may not realize that you are casting a judgment, saying, I am, and then using any word such as I am, cut, release. That's casting. It's energetic casting of thought forms. You are identifying something that you see wrong, and you are then affirming it into your energy field. And from a 3D physical perspective, that was okay to do for a while. We were raised that way. We see it, we say it, we affirm it, and then we go into the process of healing it. You put a Band-Aid, and then each and every day it gets a little bit better and better and better. However, if you have self-compassion, you have the paper cut, and now you tell your body, I love you. I am compassionate for you. I hold that love, I hold that space, and I see you as already healed. And then in your mind, you close your eyes and you see the paper cut as already being healed. Now, it's very important. Sometimes we use pictures or photographs as an access code. And so what that looks like is if you have a moment in your life where your body was fully healed, you were full of energy, you were, full of love and excitement and bliss, you use that as an access code. And so if you can look at that image of your body and your life and your frequency, and you look at the photo and then close your eyes and feel it. How did it feel to be that version of you? And now some of you guys, if you can't see when your eyes are closed, that's okay. Keep looking at the photo and blinking. You might see it for a split second, look at the photo again and blink and see it. What you're actually doing throughout that process is you're imprinting the soul tubule, the star people are saying. Your center soul tubule is your main Kundalini channel that reflects both electrical and magnetic energies in a spiral vortex that comes down the center of your body. There are also other elemental channels that you are able to program, the star people are saying, but the center soul tubule, the way to access it is through the eyes. There's other ways of accessing it. A heart-to-heart hug will also imprint the soul tubule. That one is very sensitive to emotion codes. As all emotion codes vortex in a circular pattern of fluid inside of the heart. That is what the heart is designed to do. It is a vortex of fluid. And that fluid is the circulatory system. Every emotion starts in the heart. So your heart is taking all the emotions and vortexing them into all the fluids of the body. Holding compassion allows a very rapid transmutation of any emotion codes that you are currently experiencing. If we take our awareness and we pull it back from the physical reality, so a linear perspective is I woke up in AM and I went through about my day, and here I am, and this is what I have, and this is what I ate, and this is what I did. The way the star people see things is very different. They see it as this is the only moment in time and space. This moment, this second, right now, in here, right this second, is the only moment of time and space. These are all the veils I'm holding. These are all the emotion codes. They can slow down time and space. They can expand it. So in this moment, they can see all of the different emotion codes that I currently am holding. And then they've shown me, they're like, well, you're holding this one from this memory. You're holding this emotion from this memory. You're holding this emotion that's tied into this part of the body. So we go into all the emotions and we hold compassion. And that compassion is, I forgive myself for the emotion code, whatever emotion code you are currently experiencing. And then we speak the word release to remove any attachments. Attachments are messengers of the source frequency. They are positive, they are negative, and they are neutral. Messengers are positive, negative, and neutral. The negative ones we call attachments. Removing them, releasing them, allows us to feel more light, free flowing inside of the body. So we go through all the emotions that we are experiencing. Emotion codes can be anything. So, for example, my pen is gray. I think it's like black. My pen is black. That's actually an emotion code. How does the color black make your body feel? That's an emotion. Every single emotion, every single color generates a different emotion inside of your body. And we know this because certain, food establishments will use particular colors to trigger you to feel more hungry so that you'll eat more food. That is because we get triggered by different emotion codes when we're seeing specific colors or color combinations, multiple colors at once. So now that we can identify the pen is a color black, how does that make you feel? How would it feel inside your body if you felt the color red when you looked at the pen? And now it's deeper, more complex than just looking at a color. When we start to talk about crystal keepers, a crystal keeper is a person who could touch a crystal and they can feel how the nervous system net or your light body underneath your skin shifts. Now, many of us have felt the crystal and we have felt our Kundalini energetics snap back into place. We felt the crystal shift our energy field. Every single crystal contains a vibrational alignment to an emotion code, which will shift your nervous system net. The nervous system net goes according to the meridian and ley line systems as like a grid underneath the skin. It is connected to the fascio net system, but it is more because it also contains ethereal or the space outside your body. The nervous system net also connects into the axial tonal lines. These are your higher selves energetic grids. They are outwards the body and you can start to see them. They look very clear. They reflect. And the axial tonal lines, you're able to clear, which will then shift the people, places, and things outside of your body. So let's say you had an experience with a secondary person, and that experience was of a lower frequency. You can see the cord connecting you and that person. It's okay if you imagine it at first. That's okay. Imagine it. In time, your mind is going to say, yeah, okay, you can see it. Now we're cleaning. Now all of a sudden that person changes. And now your experience with that person is a higher frequency because you've put light into the cord connecting you. In time, we shall all see these cords. And in time, any experiences that you are having in your day-to-day world, you will see them and hold compassion for yourself because all experiences are a reflection of the frequencies running through the energetic cords. So holding compassion is, oh, okay, this isn't you. I'm not going to give my power to you and say it's your fault and this argument or whatnot is because of you. No, I was holding the energy that manifested this. So I'm going to have compassion for myself so I can heal. And when I heal my energetic cord, now all of a sudden who you are changes. And we do this naturally. This is how the consciousness is designed to work automatically without thinking about it. We come in, we hold the feeling, the sensation, and then we shift energies through the cord. How do you feel about that person? Are you sending them love and compassion? Or do you have anxiety when you think of them? Now, it is also of high value for each of us to identify how you feel towards each person. So coming inside of the body, coming into the mind, into your awareness, and feeling underneath your skin. When you feel underneath your skin, you can ask your nervous system, how do I feel about this person? Do you get the jitters underneath your skin? Do you feel anxiety? Do you feel any type of upset in your belly? how does your body feel? Many times when individuals go through the empath and the narcissist cycle, you may heal the wounds with the people. And then if they come around you again, your nervous system net might trigger a lower frequency emotion. And actually, I was just speaking about this today to a friend. How does your body feel? It takes on a whole new meaning. Do you feel the nervous system net? Can you close your eyes? Can you feel inside your body? Let your body talk to you. Your body will tell you what's in alignment for you and what is not. Many people, if you need scientific proof or evidence, you can muscle test your body. You can ask your body a question, and then you can push or pull, and you can find out and allow your body to speak to you in a multitude of ways so that you can get a real answer from your body. How do you feel when you do this? How do you feel when you eat something? If you eat something and it raises you, you're going to feel your head go up. You're going to feel your body sit up. You're going to feel full of energy, full of light, full of love. But if you eat something, it could also drag you down. So being aware of your alignments is key. Once upon a time, when we were in a very physical focus, eating the lower or more dense foods was in alignment, and that's okay. So we don't cast judgment and say that's bad for everyone. Some people can eat that food with no problem. And it's just like eating the meat. Some people are in alignment, genetically speaking, to eat meat. And so what the star people have told me is don't judge. Don't judge, just hold neutrality, hold space, and send them love and allow them to have their experiences. And doing that, it allows us, once again, with the energy cords, instead of casting darkness through the cord of any item, person, place, or thing, you are now sending neutrality, which is more of a grayscale. And then through neutrality, I love and I bliss you so that I'm encoding that item, person, or place with love so that it doesn't need to be healed. I sent it love. I held compassion. And once again, the compassion is all for me. And in your world, it's for you, it's for yourself. The more we heal ourselves, the more the outside reflections shift into a higher frequency or polarity for us, which is beautiful. Okay, why compassion raises a frequency? That was the second question. So once again, when you have compassion for yourself, many times I have felt myself do things like this. I was very rough with my hands and like rough with my body. And the star people then guided me. How would it feel if you had compassion for your body? So if you had a paper cut, let's say you were around a very, very compassionate person, how would that person touch your body? How would you feel having someone very compassionate, handle your wound or handle your body or put lotion on your back, whatever it is? How would it feel to have someone with compassion, with love, like unconditional love? They loved you for who you are. How would that feel? Now, can we start to imagine in our minds? And sometimes it's okay for you guys to imagine as you're doing this to your own body. Imagine you're doing it to somebody else if it's easier for you guys to summon that energy. But do it to your own body. How does your body feel when you are holding that compassion for your own body? How does your hand feel? How does your leg feel? When you imagine that because sometimes it's easier to do it for someone else than for ourselves at first. That is, once again, that's a perception. But do it. The star people guided me. This is like way back in the early days, when it was chasing around after two kids and keeping the dishes clean and all the things. And they were like, wash the dishes for somebody else. Because anytime I went to a friend's house, it was like, oh, I'll wash your dishes. I can help you. It was easier to help them than to keep my own dishes clean. So they would tell me, wash your dishes for somebody else. Do it in tribute to an angel. Do it in tribute to one of your loved ones, right? What is that? That's holding compassion for somebody else. And as you're doing it more and more, we started to shift. Thank you. My dishes are clean. I am grateful. And then they were able to come in and help me to shift my emotions and shift it instead of doing it for you. Now it's okay. I do it for me. And then all of a sudden, I notice my dishes are always clean. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, dishes. You are clean. So once again, you can do that with compassion for your own body and for your own things that you have happening. Now, every single emotion code is stored within your face, within your hands, within your feet. Your body is a fractalized reflection or a fractalized image of one singular soul. So the soul comes down, it meets in the heart, it expands out circularly as a circle. And when it comes back in, it reflects sacred geometric snowflakes. Those sacred geometric snowflakes are your emotion codes or your veils that you are holding. Those veils, those emotion codes, make up every single item in your physical world. So once again, the outside world doesn't change. You have to be the change, and then you will see a change in the outside world that you are experiencing. Holding that compassion allows your mirror reflections to come to a higher frequency, which is beautiful. Okay. Okay, so letting go of self-judgment was the third question. So what do we do when we judge ourselves? A judgment means something is not in alignment, or many times when we see something as being negative, we judge it. Anything we judge, it comes back upon us. So what that means is this: the way we speak, all of the words that come out of our mouth, it then reflects into our energy field. And then all of a sudden we see mirror reflections of every single word that we have spoken. Now, that is very important because when we judge something, we then become the thing we judge. And what the star people have said to me was, what you stand for, you must become. And that was a big one for me to learn, because it was like, well, other people are doing things outside of me. And they were like, well, if you stand for it, you become it. And it was like, oh, okay. And then I had to error correct people. And, that is what you stand for, you become. So error correcting people on the outside, even if it is difficult, sometimes that is like a gatekeeper test or a testing of our virtues. Choose what your heart tells you to do. But if you choose the wrong thing, it's going to happen multiple times until you choose the positive, right? It's so much fun. So yeah, that happens. And when you finally, you realize anything that's of a lower frequency. So like, even if it's a lie, let's say people lie on your behalf. If you allow that lie to stand, you become that lie, which means then you have to transmutate that lie, or you could error correct it, even if it is difficult. And these are your friends. So, those are virtue testings. Every single one of us goes through virtue testings. This is a part of ascension, because in the higher frequencies, especially when we start talking about 5D or 4D and higher, 5D, we start to look at the energy of a lie. A lie, by its nature, is a lower frequency. Any lower frequencies, they cast cycle repeats and they come right back at you very rapidly in 5D. That's why the star people, and there's guides in place to make sure we go through testing. And it's like, you pass the test so that when you're in 5D, they know you're not going to manifest something dark and destructive into your world for the most part. It's absolutely amazing, though. It's amazing because it's liberating when you walk through the world and it's like you have an awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I was trained by the star people, in not, the art of not lying. So speaking the truth is a high frequency. And, I've had experiences too where a lie slipped through. And then all of a sudden, the star people were right in my mind. And they were like, what are you going to do? Are you going to let it go? Or are you going to error correct a lie that just came out of your mouth? And I was like, and once again, virtue testings. I was like, I'm going to choose to error correct it. And they were like, good, here's an opportunity for the entire group to learn. And we went right in and it was like, well, here's a lie. A lie came through. And then we started clearing all the attachments around the lie. And it broadened my horizons, because it was like, wow, there are so many different energies around one single line, having one single experience. And instead of judging myself, which I could have done, I took it with the Star People's guidance and turned it into a moment of healing for the entire group. And by the time we were done, we were all grateful to have the experience, because not only did it teach me, but the other people I was with at the time, it was like, hey, it's okay to be human. If you see a lie gets through your defenses, say it, and then error correct it. And then all of a sudden, the lies will stop getting through your defenses, because you'll be aware the second that it's in your thought stream, it comes in through the right-hand side. You can sense the thoughts coming into the mind before they reach the mouth. You can sense them before they reach inside of your mind too. That is also a form of psionic abilities. The star people are able to send thought forms to my thought stream. They are able to change or modify my memory grids, which are 5 strings that come through on the left-hand side. These two, it meets right in the center in the pineal gland, and then it comes through the mouth. So there's a whole lot going on. 5 strings in the left, 1 string in the right is the new thought stream, where all your new thoughts are coming in, and then it meets and it flips. It kind of forms a cross, literally, if you look at it. When we start to go into this system, we can modify anything. And now, once again, our density levels, which is how happy or how sad you are, has an effect on the entire thought grids that we feel. Because when we raise our density, we align ourselves with a higher frequency of thoughts, and then different memories come up. So when we start to go through the healing process, we heal the memory of the old traumas. And what that looks like is they are no longer needed to surface. So anytime a memory surfaces into your world or your now moment, it is because that memory is choosing to gift you an opportunity to heal. And so when the memory comes up, it was just like the lie passing through. We stop and we say, okay, wait a second, to all the people around you. If they're your friends, they will know why you're doing this. I'm going to stop. And it was 27:27 on my clock, right as I said that. But I'm going to stop and I'm going to go through that memory. And thank you, friends, for helping me through it. This is a memory. These are the emotions I feel. You stick your left hand on your heart. You take your right hand, you put it on your belly button, and you speak the words out loud. Thank you. I release this emotion. And now all of a sudden, it transmutates that energy. And now you are releasing it, so that it is okay for you to let go of that emotion and send the body white light and love. I forgive myself for the emotion of. Say the emotion and then say the word release. And what that's going to do is, and once again, each memory can have multiple emotions. So what we do is we go through all of the different emotion codes. And one at a time, I forgive myself for this. I forgive myself for that. I release it. Speaking the word release releases any messengers to that experience. Before we speak the word release, you guys can also say, I hereby choose to only release lower frequency messengers or attachments. I only release the attachments because the angels are also messengers. They are also on your field. Anybody who's ever told you, oh, you have an angel on your shoulder, literally, you are in alignment to receive the energy of an angel on your shoulder. These things are in alignment and they are energetically connected to us. But as are the attachments, all of them can be removed. It is nothing to be feared, because at any given moment, you can call forward any higher frequency messenger. They are all emotion codes. Some emotion codes, if you've ever felt that like very spiritual, not really religious, but very spiritual feeling inside, it like automatically, it makes you want to tilt your head up, open your chest, and like you feel this like spiritual energy washing over you. Many times some music triggers that emotion inside of us. That is also a messenger. The more and more you can feel that energy inside, the more that messenger starts to energetically bond with you. Over time, it becomes more of a permanent connection. But once again, it is just because you are holding that energy. Now, we know this too in your personality, because your personality grids are totally, uh, what did the star say? They are modified by the messengers that you are holding. And so, what the star people are saying right now is when you start to call the higher frequency messengers, the two become one. And then all of a sudden, you become that energy of that messenger. So, for example, oh, you're really sweet. That is a positive messenger. You have to trigger the emotion of being really, really sweet. And then all of a sudden, that messenger is with you. And then you become that energy. And what that looks like is now you're a sweet person inside and out. You reflect that energy. You became that energy. You are that person. Now that messenger is with you. Can it leave your grids? Yes, because we all go through ups and downs in life and things change and all the things. It's okay. But once you have the awareness of this is how it's done, you call in that messenger and you hold the emotion code as often as you choose. The connection becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, having an effect on your physical body as well as your energy field. All of your alignments shift to put you in the right place at the right time to experience more of that energy. This is how we start to control the multidimensional abilities that each and every one of us are, because we are multidimensional. The abilities are a part of us. It is already here. 5D is already here. I could see it. It's here. There's a veil. The veil is very thin. We just have to feel different emotion codes to be granted access through it. Now, once again, we all have guides and people watching over us to protect. The guides are here to protect us. They're making sure that we are in alignment for stepping through the veil. The best way to do it is to start by forgiving yourself for all the darkness in your life, and then releasing anything that you were holding on to and sending unconditional love to all people, places, and things, even the people that have caused you harm. Send them love, because there was a magnetic alignment that formed, allowing you to experience that. That harm was not their fault. It was something that you needed to learn from. You were holding on to that alignment. We all were. That's how we are designed. Send them love. Of course, self-boundaries is okay too. It's okay to put, blocks and not allow people into your energy. But even that, in time, you won't even have to do it. In time, we raise our frequency so high, the universe starts to organize for us. It puts us in the right place at the right time to have fun and excitement. And that means the lower frequency people who were once a part of our everyday life, they just stop being in alignment with us. And then all of a sudden, we just don't see them because we'll leave the house 5 minutes before they come over. And then, if there's going to be an argument or something, we'll go and get a cup of coffee, or we'll go out of the house. That's happened to me before. And then we come back right as the argument stops. And it's like, wow, all that happened, right? It is. It's a very high frequency. You guys tune into that current. That current is a frequency. We let go of the old paradigm that we were birthed into, and we step into the now moment as free. We have full control over our emotions. Now, once again, there are outside sources which do influence your emotions. So talking about television, subliminal messages, programming, the news, the media, the radios, any of that stuff, it triggers emotions. So scientists on our planet have found that they have hooked up, brain scanning material to people, and they have showed them images. The images had an effect on the emotions that your body feels. So right before, not during, but right before a negative image was shown on the television, the brain and the body was triggering a fear-based emotion. That is literally because we are manifesting. So the emotions we hold manifest our future. But from the perspective of a human being, we see it as a precognition. They are sensing the future before it happens, because that is, you're sensing something that is not changeable, but that is not true. You are holding an energy inside your body, which is manifesting that into your world. That is multidimensional. That is powerful. The other way is, you know, not as powerful. Just put it like that. But the emotions that you choose to hold magnetically align you to every single experience. Okay, we had a question. Is judgment fear-based? Well, let's see what the star people are saying. Do you judge things that are light? Do we say that is? Because when we start to say that is, it is also a judgment. And the second that the star people are saying, the second that you say that is the second that it becomes solidified. And it must be that you commanded it to be. So in 5D, what Tarek is saying right now is we just say thank you. Thank you for being what you are. I see you, I identify you, thank you. But the second that we give something a title or a name, there's power in a name. And the power is you are that. And as the pen is black, you're black, you're black. But in reality, at the subatomic layers, the atoms and molecules are vibrating. And with the power of our mind and our consciousness, we are able to energetically change the color of the pen. I've seen this happen. My cat changed colors once. I blinked, my eyes blinked from left to right, and it looked like a clear type of film, but it wasn't clear. It was like foggy, but clear enough where all the light and the colors came through it, but like foggied. And as it blinked and it unblinked, my cat's colors changed. And I was like, oh my God, what just happened? I couldn't believe I saw it at the time. This is years ago. So what that tells us is there are different aspects to our body, mind, and spirit that can change the physical reality. So when we judge anything and we say you are that, you are locking it into that position, right? Every crystal can hold positive or negative. Saying that the crystal is light and bright or you are this locks it into that frequency. Not necessarily locks it. Tarek is saying you're casting a judgment upon it. You are making it that energy, but then you can actually go and you can physically lock a crystal as well. We teach that. So when you take a crystal, you can say you are, and you are happy. You are, healthy. You are intellectual. You are amazing. And depending on the amount of signs that the crystal has, it will accept that amount of programs. And then for the crystal, pretend this is a crystal, we seal it. And I lock the energy so that only I may change the frequencies I programmed into it throughout time and space and in any parallel realities. Now, that crystal, because you cast something upon it, it cannot be changed or altered by anyone except you. This is why the star people also do recommend, thank you, Crystal, for accepting the lock. My next of kin may change you or alter the lock so that your children can change the locks and the crystals. In time, each and every one of us, we're going to be able to hold any item and see the entire memory of the item. It comes in pictures, like picture boxes. These are how your perception boxes work. So when you start to pull at the memory strings of the physical item, you close your eyes and you feel in and you thank the item for showing you its memory. You might get a glimpse at first. So you might see a first image of it being put together. Or if it's a crystal, you might actually see it in the ground and it might all look black, but you might feel what it feels like to be the crystal. So you might feel the edges of the crystal. If there's 6 different edges and it's going straight up, you'll actually feel this. It's like, how does it feel to be inside your body? How would it feel if your light body was inside of that crystal? You'll feel it. Do it during meditation. Just pretend. Put your consciousness into any one of your crystals and you're going to feel it. Now, what you do is ask it, thank you for showing me your memories. you're going to get a flash. It's going to look like a picture. And then you might get a second flash and a third flash. And all of a sudden it's showing you different memory glimpses. When you level up this ability, you're going to be able to pull all of the slides of the images of all of the memories. So the star people showed me how they do this. There was one particular thing that I was doing over and over again, and I did it so many times. And the star people showed me, it looked like thousands of pictures that like, and it came across like this. And they were like, this is every time you've done this. And I was like, wow, okay, I've done that many times. And they showed me. And then each picture, you can zoom in and you could put your conscious focus and attention inside. And then you can push into the memory and push into that experience. Now, once again, there's different psionic abilities that you're able to touch into when you learn the perception boxes, and you could control the time space variables of the perception boxes. You're able to push through any one of your memories or any items memories, and then you're able to not only see the memory, but you're able to actually experience that memory firsthand. So, during my healing, the star people would pull up my perception boxes to try and figure out and pinpoint where was the original memory, where was the original trauma from the childhood. And then once again, any emotions that you are holding right now, it reverberates into the past lives. But the emotional imprint is right now in this exact moment. It is not in a past life affecting this life. It is you're holding this energy, and it is reverberating outwards into the past lives and into the future lives, incarnations. So when we heal the now moment version of ourself, we change the future, and the past changes too. The past can be modified in a multitude of ways. You are able to go into meditation and you are able to visualize a past memory. It does not matter if it's fictional or not. There's no such thing as fiction in a multiverse. Literally, that goes right out the window. If you can imagine it, that means it is real in the Akashic field. The Akashic memories grant access into the knowledge of all time and space in your timeline. There's a level above that called the quantum codex. That is your higher self's Akashic records. That contains all knowledge from your timeline, from all your past lives, your future lives, as well as any variables. So the version of you in a parallel reality that wasn't a chef, instead that person was a mechanic. All of that information is up in the quantum codex. We are able right now, because our multidimensional abilities, it's all here, it's already online. We are able to meditate and go up to the higher self, see the quantum codex, and we are able to pull memory files from any variations of our multidimensional beings. These are different beings who are on different planets right now. They could be incarnated right now into a different body. They could be here on Earth. They could be in another planet. They could be in another frequency and we're not able to see them because they're just at a different frequency, but they're alive right now. There's some abilities that we have where we could take our light body up to the higher self and then choose a different body expression to be in. That's real. And it's here right now. That's 5D, is being more than just the physical body. There's other people in other bodies right now on this earth in human form right now who are also connected to your higher self. You are able to take your light body up, blend with the higher self, and then see from their eyes. You could do this right now. This is real. It's happening right now. So Nancy Hadley, 6478, says, can she give it to a friend who is ill? So I think she's talking about the crystals. Absolutely. We can take any crystals. I recommend, go and buy in bulk. So let's say you get a pound of quartz. Now sit and meditate with them. Bring them to your healing circles. Let many people meditate over the crystals. What the star people have taught me was, instead of energetically casting a particular thought form at the crystal, so you are this, you are that, the star people have said, you are on your highest potential timeline. You are your highest and best. You are fully healed, because now we are not casting them to be a chef. right? We are casting them to be what makes them happy. I've had experiences with that one too, and energetic imprinting of other people. So that's why the star people are like, thank you. You are on your highest timeline for you. So whatever it is that makes you happy and excited, that is where you are. And keep manifesting this. You are happy. You are healthy. You are strong. Those things. And send all that energy with love. The more excited that you can get while you're interacting and casting all this energy and thought forms over the bowl of crystals, and then, Nancy, you give it to your friends who are ill. And then you give it to people and you tell them, tape it onto your water bottle. Let that energy go into the waters that you're about to drink. You take it and you hand it to the homeless people, right? Listen, it's a lucky rock. It's a lucky crystal. Put it in your pocket. May it bring you warmth and love. And now all of a sudden, what that is it acts like a frequency generator. And so that thought form, that veil of unconditional love and bliss is in the crystal. And so any darkness on the people's field, it gets knocked off. And because they have it in their pocket, it keeps getting knocked off. It's like a set it and forget it energy. This is why crystals are perfect to assist not only us, but everybody. And now they also have, the crystals with the words on it that say, gratitude, health. So when you give them that, let that energy come. I just had an experience with one of my people. They gave me one of these, these rocks. It's a piece of clay. And I was just talking to my friend about this too. And every time I would look at the rock, it said happiness. I was like, thank you, person, for giving me happiness. And I would touch the rock. And I did this multiple times a day, not realizing that it was going to have an effect on that person. The next time I saw that person, it looked like the darkness was off of their face and they were happy. I could see the density. So I saw like more light and their face was completely different. Do that to the stones and then hand them to people who need them. Amethyst is a really great crystal to put in healing centers. Anywhere where people are, or dental offices, like the dentist, they should definitely have crystals in their offices. Or even like the therapist, many of them already have giant stones so that it transmutates the energy. And selenite, put some selenite in there too, right? And just having that awareness, and it's beautiful because it's like these are real physical things that we can do, and the people, they don't have to have knowledge of what a crystal does. It's still going to affect them. Now I had let's talk about wards. So a ward is warding off evil, right? To ward it off means to push it away from you or to just ward it off. I had camphor. How are you going to spell that? Ask AI, camphor. And it was given to me. Now, what we did was we put it in a jar of water and we said, thank you for not allowing darkness to pass into my home at the time, or my house. And so we had the jar in the front door and the jar in the side door. And all of a sudden, I literally saw a person try and enter my house. And I saw an attachment, a dark one, come off the person right before that person set foot into my house. So there are certain things that we can do with crystals. Camphor is a type of salt. It's a type of mineral. There's certain things that we can do to ensure that we are allowing light into our location or even our body. So you guys can even say this over your water. Thank you, water, for allowing my experiences that I manifest to be of love and light. And now your whole star field is going to shift and it's going to align you to more love-based emotional experiences. You guys can do this naturally as well. So you can, when we first rise up in the AM, you take all your energetic cords and ask the source frequency to realign them to your highest potential. And what ends up happening is just that. Now, all of a sudden, all your experiences are of a higher frequency. Even if there's some negativity that comes up, it is there to guide you to a higher frequency experience. You have to have faith. And then after a while of doing it, you'll know. And the second you know, it's like, oh, I don't have to just do it in the AM when I open my eyes. I could recalibrate myself right now because the only time is right now. So what are you doing to bring yourself joy and excitement? Okay. So the last question was treating yourself as divine in human form. There's many different aspects of us. Over the past couple of years, star people have gifted all of us all of this information about our energetic grids. We have lenses, there's rings, there's viewpoint lenses is in your eye. There's things you could do to change the eye. There's, you know, there's a star field, there's energetic cords, tubules. Like there's so many different parts of our body that we have been made aware of over the past couple of years. And then there's more. Now there's axial tonal lines. That was something new in this past year. There's so much. There's so much to us. It's like the cherry on top of the cake. That's what they've given us so far. It's the real spiritual nature of what and who we are and what we can do. It's divine in its nature. It's of love. It's of light. Because the more love that you can hold for yourself and all things outside of you, it literally opens up doors for you. So yes, be a loving person. Tell people that you love them. And, once upon a time, that was an awkward thing to do. But now people are like, we're stepping into a day and an age where it's like, hey, every time I tell you I love you, I'm energetically casting that energy and that messenger onto your field. I love you. So I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for coming tonight. We are all divine in our nature. We can manifest anything. Anything that you guys want to see manifest, you can manifest it. You can become it. You are it already. And you know what's really funny? It's like when you start to watch your mirror reflections, it shows you. It's like you are that energy. And then there it is out in the world. So, one thing that I am currently focused on is I am actually doing a fundraiser. One of my friends is a school nurse and she has an elementary school full of kids. And, she tells me the stories about these kids who have no jackets and no hats and no gloves. And they're elementary, they're little kids. So, I made a painting of a snowman. I actually made two of them. And I'm going to be offering raffle tickets. So they're $20 each raffle ticket. And then you guys get to, raffle off a snowman painting that I made. But we're also accepting straight donations. All of the money I'm going to buy jackets and hats and gloves and anything that these kids need. And I'm going to go walk them into my friend because she's a school nurse. And we are going to gift them to the kids. So thank you guys for joining my mission and for helping the kids. And so anyone who does want to donate, you guys can go to daniellelipton.com and scroll all the way to the bottom. And there's a little donation link. And once again, all the proceeds go to the kids, which is perfect because it's cold. We just had the snow here in New York and Pennsylvania too. So thank you guys very, very much for that. And, as soon as I can get the snowmen images up, they will also be on the website so you guys can get the tickets and the raffles for that. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. The Healing Zoom. So I do offer a complimentary healing Zoom. It usually is like an hour, but sometimes, we just let it close when it closes. We usually go over the chakra systems and we clean out. Sometimes we do attachments, whatever emotion comes up, we do that. There's very interesting things that the star people bring forward for us to heal and release energies and allow new stuff to come in. And then I give you guys an opportunity to ask behind the scenes questions one-on-one. So please join us for that, or not please release. Thank you guys for joining us if you choose to. If you want to join the Zoom, please send an email to daniellelipton.com. Go to the website and just send in an email. I send you a link. And the link is good for all of the healing Zooms that we do. Thank you guys. And we never did the Om. See this, Mary? So the star people are stepping forward saying, let's do the Om. Thank you, star people, so incredibly much. In Om, dear ones, opens and expands your energetic centers, allowing each of you to connect to a type of thought grid, which we have already connected you to. We wish to also send unconditional love through each of your biological forms and into your ethereal matrices. Take a deep breath in. And one more deep breath in. We wish for each of you to feel your hearts. Allow your hearts to open and expand. We now are generating an aqua ring around each of your hearts, allowing your thermostats to ever so gently be healed. You may feel or sense a rose energy. Energetic realignment complete. And we are sending many, many love and blessings, dear ones. Thank you. Thank you, dear star people, for helping to heal my friends. I am grateful. Thank you, guys. Excellent. You guys have a wonderful night. And I am sending many love and blessings. Thank you. That's so funny how people showed up right at the last minute. Because the timer was not on that number before I closed my eyes. Okay, I'll see you guys tonight. Have a great night.